It is Sunday, August 2nd, in the Summer 2020 World Doom League season. I am Xenaero, and I'm joined by my co-host today, KBlair. How are you doing?
Doing great. There's only 3 games left in the season, and 2 are today.
Two of them are today. We're doing both semifinal games today. One happening in about 30 minutes, and the next happening in just a couple hours. But for right now, we're going to be talking about the Sexual Panthers and Best Ever. Two teams that have fought their way to the top, and they're looking pretty strong. I mean, Sexual Panthers had a regular season record of 3 wins, 2 losses. Best Ever went with 0 losses in the regular season, ending up with 1 tie. Home field for Sexual Panthers is map 11, Best Ever map 14. And the quarterfinals saw Rip and Tear and Oh Bless Blom falling to SXP and BST, respectively. Blair, what is the outlook for the two teams today?
So, obviously, the favorite going into this team is Best Ever. They're just absolutely dominant on any map that they have played. They had a little bit of a hiccup against Rip and Tear, but they're going to be the team to beat. They have been the team to beat this season, and they're going to be the team to beat today for SXP.
I believe
So,
so.
what?
I mean, oh, go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, we semifinals are going to follow the same format as the quarterfinal playoffs. It will be a best of 5 series, and it can go beyond that. Now, when I talk about best of 5, I'm talking not first to 3. What's going to happen is out of 5 games, if there is a team with an advantage at the end of a best of 5, then yes, that team will move on. But if the teams are tied, it will continue to go round 6, round 7, round 8. As long as there is not a clear victor, then we'll continue alternating maps. Alternating maps, you say? Well, that just means that we'll be going across the multiple home fields. Now, we're going to bring up a little mix of the different maps here. Now, each team has a home field. We mentioned that just before. And the blue team, Best Ever, has the advantage, the home field advantage, and we'll be playing their map first. And what that means is maps 1 and 2 will be on their home field. Rounds 3 and 4 will be on SP's home field. Round 5, if we end up going to a round 5, will be back on Best Ever's home field. And we have seen both of these maps in play. The Panthers less so. Their quarterfinal game was on a day we weren't able to give good coverage on. But what can you do? Blair, why don't you run us through the teams or the maps? Your pick.
Sure, let's run through the teams first, because these teams have a lot in common, but they also differ. Mainly geography-wise, SXP is mostly European, BST is mostly American. But let's go through. Well, actually, I guess that's not really true. But let's go through this. So, in Sexual Panthers, last week, during their playoff game against Oh Bless Blum in 4 rounds, Human Bones and company were able to. Sorry, not Oh Bless Blum. Rip and Tear. They were able to dispatch Rip and Tear last week. In exactly 40 minutes, the Panthers scored 12 flags to put them over the top to put against a strong fragging team in Rip and Tear that tied the number 1 best seed Best Ever in the regular season. This time, they'll need to face off against the best team in the league, however, in Best Ever. And dear leader, Human Bones, leader of the Sexual Panthers, has had a strong game last week. He racked up 66 flag defenses, only 3 total caps out of 18 touches, so it's good for a total cap ratio of 16%, and that was while he was on defense. This week, however, he's likely to play defense again against the crazy dynamic duo of Rust King and Skull Rush, that offensive tandem might that they have. Human Bones is looking for his first finals appearance since fall 2016 season. And Toby on Sexual Panthers, he played at mid last week. He racked up 4 captures, 2 pickup captures, and 2 regular captures, while wisely helping Bones on defense. As a WDL rookie, obviously he's undefeated in the playoffs since his first season, and he is looking for his first finals appearance. Can BST put a stop to his effective mid-play? And finally, it's Dragon. He even though he has high ping, he's from Sweden. He has a very crazy method of power running, and just high frag power running with high ping. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. He racked up 5 flags last week and top damage for his team, which is impressive for a high ping player. Dragon hopes to improve his playoff record to 6-2 as he looks for his first finals appearance alongside Bones in fall 2016. So that does it for SXP. We're going to flip it over to Best Ever. Best Ever won against Oblast Blom last week to send them to the semifinals. And obviously they had a good outing. In a little over 22 minutes, they proved to be too much for Oblast Blom, taking it in 3 rounds pretty handedly. With their unique dual-pronged offensive attack, the Panthers are going to need to answer for Rust King and Skull Rush. They're going to need to have them under control if they want Dragon to have any chance of bringing a flag out and capping. So that's Rust King is the veteran captain of Best Ever. He captured 6 normal flag captures and a whopping 14 power-ups, which is 8 more than any other player in the game last week. He did this on 38 touches and 6 pickup touches. Spent most of his time running last week. He's looking for his second finals appearance in a row. The last time was winter 2018. And he will continue to look to keep his playoff record as captain perfect. He's undefeated in the playoffs as captain. Skull Rush, on the other half of the Best Ever offensive onslaught, scored 9 flags last week with 6 captures and 3 pickup captures. He spent a lot of time supporting Rosking, but he also made sure to get clean, uncontested flag touches whenever he could. He's very sneaky and he's very opportunistic. Skull Rush is looking to improve his playoff record to 2-1 and make his first ever finals appearance. And finally, the defensive powerhouse of Best Ever, it's ACC. He had 0 flag captures, but 40 flag defenses. He was firmly in the defensive chair versus Rip and Tear, and he was comfortable. Scoring the top damage for his team, ACC only gave up 5 flags in 3 rounds. That's only 1 per 6 flags given up per round. That's pretty impressive. As a WDL rookie, obviously, he's undefeated in the playoffs, and he is looking for his first playoff appearance. So, and obviously, they have 2 different maps that suit the teams greatly. Xenaero, why don't you tell us about the maps a little bit?
All right, so to start off, we'll talk about the Panthers' home field, the challenger in this semifinal match. Now, their home field is map 11, and we'll switch over to just the map 11 slideshow, and we'll get into a actually, you know what would be better is if we did a little live tour of map 11. So let's go ahead and open up good old Doom Explorer and try to find a server with us so I can float around like a ghost and we can take a look at it.
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost. Whoa, spooky. And right now we are in the server, or should be in the server. No, Otomex does not like to be captured in the current mode. There we are. Now we got it. We're looking at the Panthers' home field. Now this map is going to be seen in rounds 3 and 4. If it goes to round 4, you'll have a kind of an open flag room. Armor in the back. There's armor in the back. What green armor will do if you pick it up is it will reduce the damage incoming by 1/3. There's a quick lift up here. leads you right out to mid with a rocket launcher. There's a super shotgun at the foot of that staircase. No super shotgun spawns in this map, so you do have to contend with spawning with a shotgun most, if not all the time. I'm not sure if there are any chain gun spawns. There's a little bit of a ledge that oversees the flag room proper. Where does this go? Well, it leads down into kind of a toxic river. There's a plasma gun right around the corner. But most importantly, there's a couple different ways you can take out to midfield where a blue armor waits. Now, blue armor reduces your damage incoming by half. It gives you 200 armor points, which is really, really good for a runner. And then the map flips. You got plasma on the other side. You got the higher entrance. Or I guess you could call this the lower entrance, considering that there is an even higher entrance in the lift. Now, a lot of runners will try to grab the flag, and they can use this medkit platform to jump up here and kind of give the defender a little bit of a hellish time trying to return the flag. This map in particular favors a lot of finesse from a runner, and the Panthers have shown that. So Best Ever could be on the back foot when it comes to a map like this. It is difficult to control, but with the proper coverage, I can see the Panthers taking this map. Now, the next map that we have, that is, there are too many maps that meet my requested map. So, we're having a little bit of a caster problem where I don't know exactly what I'm doing, apparently. There we are. Now we'll look at Best Ever's home field. And this home field, we've seen it a couple times already. We saw it in week 3 of the regular season, and we also saw it in the quarterfinals between Oblessbaum and Best Ever. We'll be seeing this in rounds 1 and 2. What this map entails is, well, it's kind of a slugfest, but with a lot of finesse that's not immediately visible. You have a flag that's kind of by itself, looks like it could be easily defended, but many runners can take one of these 2 lifts up, and when I say one of 2, they can jump across this barrier. It's a tough jump to make, but we've seen a lot of runners make it as long as they don't clip that little side texture here. If they have a rocket launcher, they can rocket jump from the flag up to here and then cross mid that way, making it very difficult to defend. This is another map with no super shotgun spawns. 2 spawns in the base back here. Can't put the defenders on the back foot if they get fragged by a runner on their way in. Rocket launcher on the outside. Chain gun spawn here. Blue armor podium in the middle. Now, that's another key spot to control, but we've seen teams sometimes not control it as heavily as they would on map 11. And these 2 different running routes between these lifts, the upper part where runners will rocket jump up or even hold the flag up there for a standoff, and this main mid route here where there's a lot of hard cover, but there's a lot of potential to get hung up on your own teammates who are guarding that entrance. It can cause a lot of problems. It's kind of a slugfest in the way it's been funneled into your base. But be careful about those rocket jumps, and we've seen quite a few of those this season, haven't we, Blair?
Yes, it's very easy to run up in one motion and just rocket jump out.
Now, going back to the team overview, do you have any information on the betting line in our World Doom League Discord betting bot?
I believe I do. So, it actually tightened up very close now. The line is BST's favored 1-1 to 1.
1 to 1 to 1?
1.1 to 1.
Oh. Wow, so we are looking at, geez, like almost a dead even betting spread between these 2 teams. Despite Best Ever's record, the Panthers have shown to tighten up their game considerably. And we'll be looking forward to seeing them play. Now, we have a little bit of extra time today because we're going to be running a couple of ads because we're owned by Amazon, and we want to try to accrue that that ad-free viewing time for the viewers so that we don't have to. It doesn't force us to play ads on its own volition mid-game. If you have a subscription to this Twitch channel, then you won't see any ads. If you have that Twitch Prime sub ready to go, throw it in there. You won't get ads, but also those proceeds will go to the World Doom League server fund, because servers unfortunately cost money. So we'll run that real quick. And while we're all sitting here together, Blair, is there anything else you want to run through? Like maybe, oh, I don't know, predictions?
So, while we were talking, the line has just increased exponentially. Now SXP is favored 2-1.
What happened to the betting line? What happened there? Did someone just drop
Rude
in
dropped
like 20?
down a monster bet. He
Wow.
put down $5 grand. 50
Rude.
stacks, as they would say in the biz. I don't know which biz, but the biz.
In our biz, Blair, our biz. But yeah, we're about 10 minutes away from game time. We can pop over and see what teams are practicing, what teams are warming up, and which ones are not. But again, you know, Blair, you can't avoid this.
I cannot.
Which team do you favor to win this semifinal match? Is it A, Sexual Panthers, or B, Best Ever?
Let's see here. This is gonna be a close one, but I can't go for another upset in these playoffs. I'm gonna have to go Best Ever in a 5-round barn burner. They're gonna have the edge. 3-2.
Ooh. Stay tuned for if Blair is correct in that prediction. See, I, as the central caster, don't do predictions because it's a bad look for me and it shows favoritism.
Yes. I, as the color commentator, am just thrown to the wolves.
Absolutely. So, for those who are new to Doom CTF, typically our format is played 3 versus 3, and there is a 5 flag capture limit, or 10-minute time limit, whichever comes first, which means you're not playing forever. Without that time limit, I'm pretty sure we'd see games that went well over an hour. Bring the HUD back up. Now, in this server, we're watching BST warm up on the Panthers home field. Or now they're changing the map to map 14. Their home field. They're going to get ready for round 1, playing with members of R. And again, this is not the game proper. We're just watching a little bit of a practice to burn some time. Got about 10 minutes left to wait until match time, and just covering all our bases. We're hoping that we at the World Doom League are hoping that you are having an excellent Sunday as you watch Ross King kind of slip around the screen.
Yes, Sunday Doom Day.
Sunday Doom on the Lord's Day.
On the 7th day, we fragged.
We got jokes here. But yeah, shoutouts to Demo, Cravey, Rakus, and Blair. Little bit of chatters. We'll be covering the next game at, I believe it's 5 o'clock Eastern, correct?
Yes, my game is at 5 o'clock Eastern time.
That's right, it's Blair's game. Superchargers against Ty's OnlyFans. We'll be seeing them at 5 o'clock Eastern. And Blair will not be joining us because he'll be busy holding the base down. Holding down the map, honestly, with how those maps operate. Are you excited for your game?
Yeah. Absolutely. Before
He's
every
ready.
game, I load up on smelling salts. Just load up on them.
Do you get those in bulk?
Obviously.
Is that
yes, I do.
Is that a purchase you could make from our owner and sponsor Amazon?
How many do they accept Bitcoin?
Give it time. Good gravy. But it looks like Best Ever's warming up their super shotgun, and ACC himself is not showing off that rocket jump that we were talking about earlier, but that's not too big of an issue. No doubt we'll see it in the actual game. Doom CTF is extremely fast-paced, and there have been times where we have had trouble following the carrier because of how quick the events are moving in the game.
It's big respect for observers of games who are actually good at it, because man, that's a hard job.
We do our best. This is the first season we've done this, so we're still pretty new to doing it. We're refining the craft a lot now. I'll put something in the chat here for anyone who's joining us. If you don't already have the YouTube link bookmarked, check it out, because we have all of the previous broadcasts that we've done. Is the server lagging, or am I, Blair?
I'm not sure. I'm not in the server.
Oh.
I look like you're on Infra's view, who is notorious for having a bad connection, but
maybe it was I'm a little paranoid sometimes, because we had issues during one cast and got an eagle eye on anything that might be happening to the detriment of our viewers. But anyway, the YouTube is where we have all our previous broadcasts, and weeks 1 through 5 we've had a lot of action. Quarterfinals we've had even more action. Semifinals, all the action. Next week is the finals, and we don't know which two teams are going to be facing off each other.
Yep. After this game, however, we will know at least one of those teams. Very excited. Well, only 5 minutes left until game time.
And this, our picture, I don't know. Is the broadcast working well for our viewers? Because I'm wondering if it might be on my side.
Not sure. It's looking like Otomax is hitching. It doesn't look like it's the stream that's hitching.
Looks fine. Okay. Just making sure. I don't have good metrics on my desktop. I'm sorry, on my my tier 1 broadcasting station. Direct from the World Doom League Sports Center. Watch the little Doom guys run around like ants in the midfield there. That was kind of what I was talking about with the flag, kind of, hanging out up top. Haven't seen a whole lot of rocket jumps, which makes that mid route very viable. I think we'll see a lot of teams try to push out using normal means as we start to approach game time. And when we get into game time, we'll be disabling messages just for the viewer experience, because we really don't know what ends up happening. It's an uncontrolled variable. And it's for viewers like you. But that map is Best Ever's home field. We'll be seeing that guaranteed rounds 1 and 2. Round 3 will be map 11. Much larger map. And we're just we're counting down the minutes. It is 1:56 Eastern Standard Time, 4 minutes away from game time, and take a second to be thankful on this Sunday for all the viewers, all the donations, the subscriptions and stuff. We were able to get a payout to the server admins, the movers and shakers of the World Doom League. Honestly, super appreciated from you guys. You know, we do this for a little hobby. We're kind of fanatics about competitive Doom. We played it for like 20 years or so. But you know, all the support from the community is fantastic, and we've gotten some new faces in the process who have come out all the time to watch watch the competitive version of a game from 1993, 94 if you want to be specific. But I think we've all had fun here. I know Blair has. Blair's had tons of fun. I'm speaking for Blair because I can.
Yeah, I mean, this season sort of just happened on a whim, you know, and it's turned out to be probably the best season we've had so far. You know, so obviously thankful for people still loving Doom after so long.
Yeah, veteran player Rude has created a betting bot for our Discord for players to kind of throw down fun bucks. Very much like Salty Bet, if anyone's familiar with that. Blair himself has been working on stats this season, like a whole stat revamp system. Do you want to talk about that for a minute or two?
I would love to talk about it when I have something that's actually showable.
Oh.
I mean, so far it's just an API, so it's just like, you know, nerd stuff. There's no pretty website associated with it yet, so it's just, you know, it's firmly in the category of nerd stuff right now. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get, you know, a bunch of stats, you know, historic stats between player matchup stats, you know, like stats for teams, stats for maps, just anything you could possibly think of we're trying to get. So future is bright for competitive Doom and even Doom itself, Odomex.
And that's fantastic. I mean, you know, for a little hobby league, we can track any stat imaginable soon, and be able to pull that information sorted on the website. Is that right?
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll get there.
Yeah, we're planning to rip off a major sports league's website, so be on the lookout for that.
Whoa! We can't specify exactly. That's,
hey, I didn't specify.
We're towing the line here. We can't bring down the wrath of multiple sports leagues who just heard that through the ether.
Well, hey, if they can prove I stole code, I'd love to see it.
Here we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll mount a rescue operation for Blair after the season. But yeah, it's the first season we had a casting situation happen where, like, I rolled out of bed one day and said, hey, let's cast this. It's been fantastic. We've had a lot of guest stars. Blair and Jamie and Chain, Human Bones. A lot of veteran players coming out, adding a little bit of color commentary to it. It's been fantastic. And we're approaching game time, so we're done talking about how great we are. We're about to talk about how great these players are. As the Panthers file in and join Red Team.
I feel like we should have a drum march sort of song for.
Oh, I don't have anything prepared because I'm terrible. I don't have anything prepared for that. I have the multiple millionaire sound bites. I have the buzzer. I have a lot of alert sounds for whatever reason. And I had the good old Titanic theme for when things go very south. See, I haven't customized my stream deck to the fullest extent of a professional streamer. We'll get there. We're getting a ready call from Best Ever, and I believe we'll be seeing a call vote on the first map of the set, which will be map 14, the map we're looking at. And the teams are about to jam. And we'll be disabling messages as we get into it. Skull Rush. ACC looking to get out with a first touch of the game and first flag of round 1, bringing it up to 1-0 against the Panthers in the semi-final best of 5. That was a extremely quick run from ACC. excellent coverage from his team through mid. Skull Rush looking for a way out. Gets a little hung up on some players, but he's got 10 health to work with. Dodging those shotgun blasts, he picks up his own flag with a great spawn right next to it, bringing it to 2-0 in round 1. Less than a minute has expired off the clock. Dragon trying to get across with the blue flag. Toby picks it up and is dropped. Quickly returned. Skull Rush grabbing the Panthers flag quickly. Toby looking to make a run at himself. Ross King dropped lots of flag touches in the first minute of this game. Best ever sending everybody reeling with 2 scores already on the tally. Yes, that's a phrase we invented.
I feel like ACC went and grabbed that flag because I said he had 0 captures last week. It's a crazy first run by him.
Yeah, that's a first touch, first capture. We're just watching Skull Rush for a bit. We'll tab over to Human Bones, who's defending for the Panthers. So far, not as successfully as he would like. That is a pretty big hit to take early on in the first round. Sets the tone. BST with another touch. Skull Rush getting cover back into his base. Ross King with a pickup and scores it. Dragon out to mid, but doesn't make it all the way. No hard cover available. Skull Rush dropping the lift to fake out the defenders, but he's dropped. Skull Rush doing that route up top that we talked about before, grabbing that upper super shotgun and jumping back over. It's another vector that you have to control in this type of map. Toby with a rocket launcher, probably intending to rocket jump, but no dice. Toby with a great jump across, grabbing med kicks, but also seen by 2 people. They put on their jumping boots and bring him down. Ross King with the flag across, but it is returned. All members of the Panthers were chasing that flag though. They intercept Skull Rush for a quick return. Toby looking to get out. Ross King also trying to get out with the flag. He's got 100 health to work with. And it looks like it's good. 4-0 in round 1 in favor of Best Ever. Showing that team name is not just for the memes, as the kids say.
Yeah, 4 flags in 3 minutes. That's a pretty crazy start.
Skull Rush. Ross King with a pickup. That could be good, and he doesn't get it quite yet. There's a standoff in the base. That flag carrier has to drop for BST to secure this round. And they do. 5-0 for Best Ever in round 1. That was a little surprising.
Yeah, Toby 10 frags. Looked like he struggled a little bit there to get anything going.
But it is round 1. Panthers aren't out of it yet. And this is Best Ever's home field. We're going into round 2, which will be Best Ever's home field again. And then we'll switch over to the Panthers' home field. We're starting off with ACC, but Skull Rush has the flag, first touch of round 2, and it looks like, again, following the same pattern of round 1, where Best Ever gets the first touch and the first capture in that same run. Best Ever up 1-0 in round 2, where they decisively won round 1, 5-0. If you're the Panthers, I can't imagine your morale is feeling too great right now. They have to pull something together. A quick response to put BST on the back foot.
Yeah, Bones is a veteran captain. I'm sure he can switch it up and, stop the bleeding here.
And yes, Ty, it is round 2. Apologize for the skipping of the players. I believe it is server side or player side. I don't believe it's on the broadcast side. I'm hoping. Ross King looking to get out with the Panthers flag, but quickly dropped. I feel like my connection to the server might be...
Yeah, that was server stuff. As you saw on the screen there.
Yeah. Looks a little rough right now, but these things happen. Toby Trying to get more frags out at mid. I'm not seeing a whole lot of mid control from the Panthers, which surprises me considering how important that blue armor is. I would love to see a live stat of who has grabbed blue armor so far. Toby looking to get out through Best Ever's base, but can't seem to make it happen. Someone from Best Ever grabbed the blue armor. We're looking at a lot less of a bleed on the flags. 2 minutes have expired and only 1 flag has been captured. So it looks like... Oh, go ahead.
They're letting Toby run by himself. Looks like Dragon's playing a lot more defensive this time around.
And Dragon is a very strong European-based fragger. Put up some great numbers in the regular season. But is it enough to unseat Best Ever? Rosking with the flag says, you know what, try and stop me. And there's a pickup happening in the base. Flag standoff. Then Rosking almost gets that pickup dropped at his feet, but in that maniacal half second where there's 4 players on the screen, sometimes you just can't string it all together. Skull Rush looking to get out with the Panthers flag. Dodges a lethal shot at mid, but he's brought down by a second. Toby rocket jumps across and scores the first flag for the Panthers. They are now on the board 1-1.
This is what they need. Stop the bleeding round 2 and get even. Split their map.
Yeah, they've split their home field. There's a little bit of doubt in BSD's mind. Like, can we actually pull this off in round 3? Ross King dropped at mid, but picked up by ACC. Flag returned. Flag picked up. Skull Rush waiting at the podium. Says, hey, I know all the defenders are out of mid. I'm going to just run right past them. A great strategy, and it's picked up by somebody and then dropped again. Picked up by Ross King with a great rocket jump up top. And that little hop across that we talked about before, which has been crucial for a lot of runners on this map. Big old chain happening in the blue side base, and flag returned. BSD is now up 2-1 in round 2. 6 minutes left, a lot of time for SXP to string something together. Skull Rush. Clearing across, like I thought he was going to get dropped at some point there, but he was only dropped right after he touched the flag. So that brings it 3-1 in round 2. And maybe 4-1 if Rosting can clear that defender, but that rocket to super shotgun combo by Toby. What a self-return capture. An excellent play by Toby to bring it 3-2 in favor of BSD, but that's only 1 flag deficit. An excellent rocket to super shotgun combo. 2 rocket jump back into his base. What a crazy play that was.
Yeah, just excellent rocket control from Toby. We're going to need a lot more of those to win this, though.
And we're looking at a lot of quick touches. So quick we're barely able to switch over to whoever's carrying them before they get dropped. Rosting looking to kind of just throw chaos at the red base. Looking at ACC, kind of guarding mid a bit, watching the blue flag, which is Toby. He drops behind Toby. He's unable to get the kill, but there's like a sentry posted up top with a boomstick, and it's no good. We're about halfway through round 2. Best Ever leading in both the flag count in round 2 and the round count, having won round 1. And looking to secure round 2 as well with a 1 flag lead. Toby looking to get out through mid undetected. Gets 1 defender, but we're switching over to Rosking, who grabbed the Panthers flag, looking to get out. 40 health, not a lot to work with. Gets 1 defender, looking for the cover for the second. No good.
It's a great return by Human Bones.
A lot of returns on this map end up being like the last possible opportunity for the teams. Rosking chased repeatedly. It's picked up, but there's too many defenders chasing. Toby, low on health, but high on spirit as he crosses mid. There's no pickup.
Had that mega armor, but he just ate an SSG to the face. Tasty.
Delicious. Yeah, we've noticed Monkus, unfortunately. You know, it might sort itself out. We're kind of hoping at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if it's the high ping players that are lagging or the server that's lagging most of the time.
I usually don't have this kind of problem, like, watching. Like, I think my ping is pretty stable. But while we have the scoreboard up, we're looking at the frag count discrepancy, 128 to 109. SXP is up in frags, but down in flags. And you know, the old saying, flags not frags.
Yep. Frags don't win you the game.
They help you win the game, but they have to be applied strategically. Ross King dropped and flag returned.
So we grabbing another blue armor there. Much better item control from SXP this time around.
Yeah, I do hear a little bit of lag from Blair's voice. If mine is lagging too, then that could be more indicative of a problem on my end. But Bones.
That scuffle. Skull Rush scored one.
Yeah, I wasn't actually too busy reading chat. Sorry. 4-2 for BST. Toby with a little bit of a back cap here. Oh no! It's dropped and returned from ACC. Says no flag for you.
He might score this one.
And Toby, beautiful. I mean, almost so close, but you know, those things happen. Last second save from BST to keep it 4-2. We're under the 2-minute warning now, and the Panthers have to string something together, lickety-split like.
Pressure's on. I mean,
you don't want to go into your home field down by 2.
Absolutely.
And Ross King closed it out 5-2. BST is up 2 rounds, meaning that we are looking at match point for the first semifinal game of the day. Now we're in a new map.
Actually out-fragged BST by about 14 frags, but it didn't matter that map.
Yeah, on a slugfest like that, the margins matter a little bit less. But on a map like this, where there's a lot of distance between the players, I mean, Skull Rush getting a pretty clear shot. Dropped last second and returned from Dragon. Excellent return. Doing what he did to his teammate there last round. Ross King going out Nukish side, grabbing the flag, and getting that hard cover from going out the Toxic River. Dragon looking for a way out and not finding it. This map there's going to be a lot less fighting happening in the middle compared to last map. We're going to see a lot more runner finesse.
Yeah, we're seeing BST play this sort of position Doom where they know where each other is and they know where to be. Every single teammate. Hard to play against.
Skull Rush, we're just watching Skull Rush for the time being. We'll switch over to Human Bones, who I believe is playing kind of a more mid-control, looks like. Or he's pushing with the rest of his team. I'm not sure who's on defense right now. Let's take a look. Toby? They have Toby on defense. The Panthers are down. BST's up 1-0 in round 3. Looking pretty good for them to take the semifinals in a 3-0 sweep. But Dragon says, I'm going to try to get this flag out, and the super shotgun below him disagrees. 2 minutes off the clock. I can't imagine the Panthers are anything less than horrifically aware of each second passing. As the nails get hammered into the coffin with each minute passing. Dragon with 85 health, looking for a way out past the base. Has to get this defender. Has to get him out of the way. Does so. But runs into him again on the respawn, taking the main route where another player was also waiting.
by 2 is where no one wants to be to start their home field.
And Bones got that blue armor, which even if you die with it, you at least deny it from the enemy runner. So there is a little bit of depth in that strategy, but picking it up in itself did not help Bones very much. And we're not seeing a ton of offense from the Panthers.
Yeah, I believe BST is chasing back. I think they believe they're ahead, so they can afford to play a little more defensive.
I'm going to switch away from the player views and kind of watch the midfield for a second, at least until a runner picks up a flag. Ross King dropped quickly right outside the base, but Skullrush was waiting at the podium. He's got blue armor, not a whole lot of health to work with. He has to contend with both the acid melting his feet and the super shotgun behind him.
It's a lot of hurties to contend with.
And Skullrush with another pickup might be clearing away 15 health. And it was good enough to put that much distance between him and a defender, bringing BSD up 2-0 in round 3. Things not looking so hot for the Panthers right now. Bones with that mega armor, but he is well within range of those shotguns behind him. Did not stop to fight him.
Didn't have any help coming the other way either to stop him.
Did not have any coverage. Bones with very little health. Ross King with even less health, 0. Dragon with the flag, looking to get out with that green armor, helping him. Gets body blocked, which is can definitely end a runner for sure on a map like this. Dragon looking to get out of the back of the BST base while Skullrush is clear across. Already in his base. Says, please return it. It's returned, and BST's up 3-0. Things aren't... I mean, if you're the Panthers now, what do you do?
I mean, the answer is not for everybody to run staggered. But they do get a flag here.
They do get a flag.
They
We were
need to
able to
help
catch
each other.
Yeah, that was the... That's kind of the core of the issue there. They're finally covering each other, and they're able to get one flag out against BST's 3. Now that ratio isn't going to hold for the rest of the round, so they'll need to string a couple more of those and put BST on the defensive. But as it stands, Ross King is barely stopped, but Skullrush grabs... He has the blue armor again. Now BST is grabbing the blue armor a lot. And at the very least, they're definitely the team making the most use out of it. Skullrush with 5 health in the base. Probably not long for this world, but that's okay. It brings the defenders from Red Team back into their base and away from that offensive pressure. Ross King dropped the flag. It was not able to be picked up despite being clear across. You know, sometimes coverage can't pick it up in time, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Dragon looking for a way out. Goes Nukish side. Yeah, he gets past a couple of them, but that hard cover doesn't last forever. You have to think about when you might have to fight them. Carriers looking at each other from across the way. It's a mutual return. Ross King. Oh, skipping a little bit on the view, but drops the flag anyways. Skullrush. Where does Skullrush go? Upside. It's in the back of his base. He has to contend with a couple players from the Panthers who are waiting for him, but there's no one back at the red base. Now Dragon's across, but who's waiting for him? ACC with full mega armor. Melting his toes a tiny bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, it was a good route. I mean, they didn't know where he was.
Yeah, that hard cover, that lack of line of sight helps tremendously on a map like this. So that brings BSD up 4-1. The next flag capture will move a best ever onto the finals. And Dragon looking like the last man here. It's been returned. It's scored. That's it. That's a 3-0 sweep from best ever to take the match, and we'll be waving goodbye to the Panthers. But best ever, we'll be moving on to the finals.
Yeah, thought that match was gonna have a little bit more rounds to them, but BST, I mean, they came out swinging out of the gate, and I mean,
Yeah.
SXP, they tried and tried to adjust, but they just couldn't do it.
I mean, they were just, best ever just had what they needed to pull off on both their home field and the opponent's home field. I mean, I just didn't feel like the Panthers felt confident in covering each other or didn't have an offensive strategy to deal with it. It seemed like they were afraid of getting they were afraid of having touches on their own flag to get anything rolling on their side. But it happens. But we're waiting for stats now. I think they're being run very shortly. Sorry to the viewers for that kind of a first time jarring experience on watching the gameplay. Now that is not common for us. It's possible it could be on my end, but I couldn't tell you the cause. Because everything that I seem to see is fine and dependent on the players. I don't know. I have to do a full restart in time for the next semifinal game, which will be at 5 o'clock Eastern. We'll be back with that one. But for right now, kind of waiting on the stacks, and I'll be linking them in here when they're available. Oh, they are. There they are. Thanks to Ralphus for the hot link. And going over these, I mean, it's already really clear that just the aggressive amount of touches from BST were pivotal in getting flags out. There's like zero frag discrepancy between the two teams. It really was a matter of being able to cover each other and get that offensive train rolling. Round one saw a lot of pickup trains happening with best ever. The next two rounds, not so much. Makes me wonder if round one was crippling for the attitude of the Panthers.
Yeah, that's the thing about a 5-round series is that it potentially can go on for 50 minutes. You got to keep your cool even in the beginning rounds, because even if you drop the first round, doesn't really matter, if you can win the others. But obviously, if you go down 2, it becomes almost insurmountable.
Yeah, it's a tale of caution for the next two teams, the Superchargers and Ties Only fans. Now, they'll be playing on a couple different maps entirely. Their home fields are radically different, but we'll save that for that broadcast. So for right now, we'll be waving goodbye to all of you and to the Sexual Panthers now, who will be advancing to face best ever in the World Doom League Summer 2020 Finals. We'll find that answer out in just a few hours. I'm Xenaero, and I was joined by KBlair. Thanks for joining me again, Blair, and we'll see you on the other side. All eyes will be on you and the rest of your team, but mostly you. In your semifinal game happening eventually.
Yeah, thanks. I actually prepare for it right about now.
Excellent. And as we wave goodbye to Blair, big thanks to everybody for hanging out for this broadcast on our little Sunday. We'll play you out with the World Doom League theme, and we'll throw it over to somebody else to be determined. But thank you guys, and we'll see you again here in a couple hours.